All right, y'all, today on this ride, we're going to talk about a run-in where I ran into the most feared outlaw motorcycle club in America. I'll let you decide who I'm talking about because you know I'm not going to drop the name. But this situation, this is going to tell you why I'm one of the realest. It was a tight situation. It did not work out too well, but then it winded up working itself out. Let's get into it. We run the night. We run the night. Run. All right, y'all, welcome on another ride. I'm telling you, a lot of people that do content, they're not gonna do content like this, talking about situations where it could have ended badly for them. I've talked about so many situations on the channel, but this is one that I never talked about. I'm not gonna put the club on blast because I'm actually very tight with the club. It's so funny that a lot of times the people you have serious run-ins with, they become your friends. I don't know, growing up in the Bronx, that's how it was. You scuffle with somebody the first day you meet them, and that you become the best of friends. Let me know if you can relate to that in the comments. Also, smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. We close to that 1 million subscribers. You know, help us get that going. But in this situation, I got to be careful with the details I reveal because then it's going to make it obvious who the club was. But, fuck it. We were at Daytona Bike Week, okay? And there was a situation that had went down where I had went inside the hotel that we were staying at, and I want to say the whole hotel was locked down like military style. It was one of those hotels where it had it was so big it had like multiple entrances, like real big ones, like big halls. So as we're coming in the parking lot, coming back from Daytona Bike Week to the hotel, there's like, I would say like 20 of them as soon as I walk in. So I never had issues with them. It was my first time meeting this club. I'm in my club at the time, you know, and you know, we weren't like a rival club or anything like that, but I never met them, you know. So I'm walking, I see them, I start dapping people up, They're like, yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? The shortest dude comes up to me and says, yo, you Sos the Ghost? And I'm like, yeah, why? And then he's like, oh, you said something that I didn't like. And I'm like, yeah, what was that? And out in my head, I'm like, why is it that it gotta be the littlest dude? Like all these big ass dudes that I said what's up to, that, you know, showed the respect, dapped me up, everything was cool, you know? They all show love, and the shortest dude is the one that's like, yo, I have a problem with you. So, you know, that's how it is sometimes. So he comes up to me and not in an aggressive manner, but he just says it, you know. So it's one of those uncomfortable situations, uncomfortable conversations. So I'm like, yeah, I'm so you know, what was it that I said? Because I know that I don't talk shit about people, you know. If you know anything about Demons Row, I don't hop on here and say this club and then I, you know, like name a club and then say what they did and say I didn't like it or whatever. Like, I don't do that. I don't give my opinion on what clubs do because I'm not here to like be nobody's judge. I done made mad mistakes in my life. I done did time. I did a whole bunch of shit. So I can't sit here and judge anybody for anything. So the dude says what he thought I said. And I told him, I did not say that. I don't know what, you know, like who you're confusing me with. And he was like, no, that was you. You Sos the Ghost, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm Sos the Ghost, bro. You keep saying that. Yeah, I'm Sos the Ghost. So then he says, oh, I know your bro. And then he names somebody that is a straight up dude that I don't fuck with, that's in my club. And he's cool with him. So that dude probably was talking shit or whatever. Who knows? But he was like, nah, it's all love. Just, I'd appreciate it if, you know, you didn't say that stuff about my club. And I was like, yo, bro, I don't know who you're confusing me with. but I did not even speak on that, you know? So I think it was one of the other YouTube channels. It turned out, like, after, you know, a little while and we had a conversation or whatever, it turns out it was one of the other YouTube channels. We finished that or whatever, and he's like, you know, we shake hands. He was like respectful, you know, we shook hands and that was it. And what I didn't explain, when we first walked up, it was me, my old lady, and then it was another brother and his old lady. So when I'm having this exchange with like 15, 20 dudes, I look to my peripheral when it's going down, and I see the brother far away, and we lock eyes, and I look at him like, all right, you see I'm in a pressure cooker situation. Why the fuck are you so far away? So the brother caught eyes with me and then kind of like put his head down and just stayed over there. Meanwhile, my old lady stands there the whole time, you know, like actually not scared. You know what I mean? And it was so weird, like, and it wasn't a situation where I was scared, because I'm the type of person, like, anything I said, I'm gonna stand on it. So if I did say something bad, I'm just gonna stand on it, like, yeah, you know, like, I said that, you know? But I know for a fact that when it comes to club stuff, I'm very protective of the clubs. So I know that I didn't say that. So I wasn't, it was a pressure cooker, but it wasn't like fear, because I knew that, you know, it was not me who he was talking about. Once I walk off, I see the brother, and he's like, yo, what happened, man? What happened? And I said, bro, why did you like look at me and then look away, and you see like I'm having words with these dudes? And he's like, oh man, I thought you were cool. Like, I thought everything was cool. And I'm like, nah, bro, like, it was not cool, you know, like, some shit could have broke down, you know what I mean? And you don't know who brothers are until you're in that situation with them to know how they're gonna react, you know? Because a lot of people act like they got you, but when it's crunch time, it'll be the person that you least expect that comes up big. I noticed that. So we go to our separate rooms. Like, his room is in a different direction, and me and the old lady are going to another section. So as we're walking, I see the national president of his club. National president is somebody famous that you could spot right away, like, oh shit, this is, you know, I'm not gonna name him, but he's actually, like, we're actually like super close. But he I'm walking and I'm like, fuck, like, what if he's pissed at me? You know what I mean? Like, what if this is just gonna be a bad day? And when I see them, it's like probably like 30 of them, and he's well protected because he's national or whatever. So I'm just walking, I don't say shit. Somebody says, hey, yo, Sos. And I look back and I'm like, fuck. And the person that's walking up looks very happy. And then his old lady is like happy, looks happy too, and they're like joking around and stuff. So it was all cool. And we took pictures and everything. And then it was very ironic too, because while we're taking the picture, he says, yo, tell so-and-so stand security right there. So as we're taking the pictures, I see the dude that I was having words with, he's standing guard watching us take pictures. So that was ironic as fuck, you know, like that was wild, you know. It was kind of like, haha, you know what I mean? But, you know, it is what it is, you know. But that situation was one situation where a top club that everybody knows, that was like a kind of pressure cooker situation. I had another one at another bike week, at Myrtle Bike Week. Real quick, if you enjoy MC Culture content, smash the like and the subscribe button. Give me a pound wherever you're from. Get your Ghostavelli mask, shades, Demons Row snapbacks in all colors, tank tops, crew necks, track races. We got it all, and you can get it on www.demonsrow.com. Let's get back into it. We went to a certain clubs, what you call it, like area where they have stuff or whatever, and it was all love, like all love. like we're dapping it up. They're like, yo, we mess with the show. Like it was great vibes. We even got a drink, everything, and it was really cool. So then I'm sitting at a like at a bar table or whatever, like but outside, and we're like drinking or whatever, and I see somebody looking, and he's whispering, and he's in their club, and this was at a time where there was a big shootout, and it when that shootout happened, the president of this club who actually got shot was there, and he was on crutches and everything, and this was like a major thing that was in the news and everything that everybody was talking about. I don't know if I reported on it because I don't always report on like some of these shootouts, because you'd be surprised, like when these stuff happen, it's people that I know, or like somebody I'm cool with's brother that it happened to. So if somebody gets shot and you're talking about it in a certain way, sometimes things can happen, like they could take it a certain kind of way because they think that it was disrespectful, the way you reacted to it. And when it comes to like bullets flying and all that, like I think about it because I've been shot before. I got shot in 2000, and it would be weird for me too if I was to look on YouTube and then see someone talk about me getting shot, like when my situation happened and it was fresh, for them to just be on YouTube and be like, yeah, like Sos got shot, turns out he shot someone else, he's locked up, like it would be a little weird. I wouldn't have hate towards them unless they were like dogging me, but I could get where that'll be weird, and especially if someone doesn't make it, like that's where I feel a little like. But like what I try to do when it comes to stuff like that is just record history. If it's something historic, then I'll talk about it, but if it's not, I try not to. Like I've stayed away from some pretty big things that have happened, especially if there's certain clubs that I'm close with. Like you've seen videos that I've done rides with certain big outlaw clubs, 1% clubs, and I think you kind of know who the relationships are. If you've been following me for a long time, you kind of know who I fuck with. So I have like a certain loyalty. Like if things that is gonna make them look bad, I'm not gonna put it out there and like make people that I'm cool with or have showed me love. When I go to like California, Florida, I go certain places, Texas, there's people that legit act like they gotta make sure I'm good. They just know how it is out there. They know I'm not from there, and they make sure I'm good. So in turn, me having a platform, I'm not gonna dog these dudes out. You know what I mean? I don't know what you think about that in the comments. It's kind of like what you would call maybe like a journalistic integrity or something like that. But that's what I've built Demon's Row on, is a certain integrity. The things that I talk about are documented. I don't do the what ifs unless it's the what ifs like, when the Mongols told me that, there's peace talks and a lot of the clubs showed up but some of them didn't show up. That type of stuff is because I'm being told, look, this is good for the culture, report on this. It's okay for you to say this and that, try to stay away from this or whatever. So I had certain other channels, they were kind of speaking on my sources, and I couldn't reveal the source at the time, but it was revealed. Tell the community this, and then in the few, when it's okay, we'll give you the okay, and then you tell the people like, we're involved, and stuff like that. And it's just respect, man, for the big homies. If you get a call from OGs and it's something that's positive, you want to respect that. You know what I mean? If it's something bad, then I get it, but this is something that was positive. So if I'm reporting on something, just understand that I got a call about it, and it's like, yo, Sos, we need you to speak on this. Because a lot of times, you see, I do a lot of stuff like this now, or I do like bikers in California, bikers in New York, or that type of stuff. I like doing that evergreen type stuff. I'm not the big news type because I feel like there's a date on news. I don't know if you feel like that. I know a lot of people like the updates, the new stuff, but me personally, I like evergreen content where it's like 10 years from now, you could watch this video and it's not like, oh, this is old, because it's a story. You know what I mean? That's the kind of content I like. It's called evergreen content if you don't know. Also, on a quick note, shout out to everybody that has been supporting the Ghost of Ellie mask. We're gonna be like Eminem, the real Slim Shady one day, and we're just gonna all be riding. Everybody's gonna have like a skeleton mask, a Ghost of Ellie mask. Like, it's so fucking dope, yo. You guys are like awesome, man. It's so cool to see people show love to a vision you have. It's awesome. Like the love that the community has. And listen, I've been putting it out there. Give me my credit, because a lot of people, they just put out negativity, try to get the clicks, still don't get no fucking views. I've been putting out stuff with bikers saving people and saving children and stuff like that. Like, I'm trying to cover everything. 99s, 1%ers. I got interviews with Christian clubs. It doesn't matter. Like, I want to cover the entire culture. That's why I said Demons Row is the holy grail of MC culture. Because I could have did diamond culture, holy grail of 1% culture. I didn't do that. I said MC culture. And I think we've done a good job of that as a community. Not even me. I don't put it on me. I always say Demons Row is the whole culture, it's the community. It's not the Souls to Go show. I got a channel, Souls to Go. That's my channel. Demons Row is our channel. It's our community. It's the whole culture. That's how I look at it, So when y'all support these videos, share these videos, I see it. Like the comments, like that shit means a lot to me. Don't think I take it for granted. I'm one of the only dudes, if you really look at it, I'm one of the only dudes that's pushing 1 million and still answers everybody. The only thing I don't answer consistently is YouTube shorts. But long form videos, I always answer and show love. So thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. This is the holy grail of MC culture. Like, subscribe, and comment. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby.
Ooh.